out of position. Oh, that's a nice miss. And they have no idea. He's there. What is this? Oh my God!
Always sees animated. That's a kill. He can go quick throw there. My God, ball has done it. Watch the season. Oh my God! It's the pistol. And Mages helped him out. They might have done it. 3 kills at the start. It's a 4-on-2. Mages surely goes down here, but he's already so strong. That is absolutely epic.
Welcome back, ECS Season 7. This time it's the North American region. It's Grand Finals time. It's been 4 days of absolutely epic games and some surprise results as well. Some of the mighty have fallen. We do not have Team Liquid here. We do not have NRG. We're going to have the likes of Complexity and Rogue. Who would have thought? It's been a fantastic week of CS. We have to say the new format's looking very good. The sun is shining. You guys must be feeling good about this. It's a good day, right?
I think we've seen both of these teams play some good Counter-Strike, which is why they're here for no other reason. So they are very deserving in that respect.
Well, let's have a look at how the format works, and we'll try and explain to you how it all goes down. This is a new look for ECS Season 7. It's essentially a weekly cup. You can see the dates along the top there. We have 5 spots available for the finals in London, and each week it is a single elimination bracket, starting with quarters, semis, and a final, of course, which is today. And we'll have a look at how that bracket looks as we move on. You can see this is how week 1 played out. Team Liquid going out in the first round to the dark horses of Rogue, and actually Rogue looking very, very good. They've been off our radar for a while. They've made their way all the way through by dropping 1 map. Complexity, however, doing similar sort of thing. Dropped him out to E United, but had a great performance against NRG. This best of 3 is going to be tactical. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be explosive. It's on a knife's edge. No one's sure which way it's going to go, but either way, we're all very excited indeed. You guys should be excited as well, and if you want to get involved in the action, you can tell us. You can let us know. You can send in questions, your thoughts at hashtag ECS7 on all sorts of social medias, including Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and of course the website where you can get all the information on the tournament itself, everything I just explained. And we have some tickets available as well. There is a grand final coming up, or the final, just to say in general, on the 8th or 9th of June, happening in the beautiful city of London at the SSE Arena in Wembley. It's always so much fun. There's an early bird special going on right now, so make sure you check it out, get involved, and you can see all these amazing teams live in the flesh, getting it done. It's always a lot of fun, guys. I can't wait. It's a great staple event of Counter-Strike. Either way, shall we get into this one?
Yes.
Should we talk about this final? It's weird to say, we're week 1 in an online league. We've got an exciting game, a best of 3 between 2, I want to say, very tactical and well-prepared teams, right?
It's not NRG. It's not Team Liquid.
Yeah.
Out with the olds, in with the new. I guess these guys aren't that new, but some of them are. You've got like, for example, MSL. He's been working hard with this Rogue lineup for quite some time.
Yeah.
He's got Hiko at his back, a lot of experience. We've seen the effect that Hiko can have on new players. Simple, famously, because of joining Team Liquid with when Hiko was on that team, that was like a big turning point for him, because he had this great experienced sort of father figure sort of in the team, and he started to sort of connect with the experience in ways that he really needed to gel to like become the good teammate as well as the super individually talented player. So you've got that going on. And then on the other side of things, your Complexity. And I thought Complexity would be sort of dead in the water, perhaps, after that London major run. They look so promising. They get to the playoffs, the pressure, they just completely collapse in on themselves, much like Big did at that playoffs. And then, onwards, they start to show promise.
Well, speaking of promise, is a promising veto, perhaps. We'll have a look at the maps that will be played. Complexity have looked astonishing on Nuke. No surprise, they're going to bring that one out. But Rogue, pretty handy that map as well. I said this would be a tactical affair, and we're getting tactical maps being brought forward. Nuke, Overpass, finishing off Inferno. This is a really tantalizing map, Paul James. Are you excited at the prospect of Nuke?
I am actually. I'm very curious to see what Rogue have to offer Complexity on Nuke. I think that this will be... I think MSL will be happy. With these, absolutely. So I think from the Rogue perspective, they'll be pretty comfortable. Nuke is the auto pick for Complexity, regardless of the opponent, so they're in happy territory there.
Absolutely. I feel like Overpass, Rogue have a bit of an edge there. They look very, very good on it.
I feel like it's a 2-0 Complexity for me, actually.
Oh, okay, go on. Why is that?
I just feel like Complexity's performances previously have shown that they're very adept at the opening of this best of 3. Obviously, moving into that last map, I'm not too sure what happens there, but I feel like this is a Complexity 2-0. We saw, you think there's an edge for Rogue? Because of the Team Liquid's victory that you saw in the stuff you just was displayed there.
Yeah,
okay.
I thought it was a very tactical, nice game. It was a very solid approach. Speaking of which, we're talking about where we think it's going to go. Let's have a look at our predictions, perhaps, and we can see where the land lies there.
Yeah,
so
Dan,
you've
got to wait till he throws it to this segment. That's kind of how it works.
Too excited.
Why don't you go first and tell us what you think then? So you've said complexity 2-0. You're going to put your money where your mouth is and put it on the board?
Yeah, I'm going to go complexity on this one.
All right. James Bardov?
I'm going with Rogue. I think that as a tactical matchup, MSL should have the upper hand.
Sliggy?
I'm going to go with complexity. I think Rogue win over path, and hopefully complexity takes Nuke.
I think the mighty Stanislaw is too mighty for this particular team. I feel like his individual prowess is going to be enough. I've got complexity here. I think it comes down to Nuke, though. I feel like if they blow them out of the water on Nuke, they'll be able to do it on overpass, but that should be up in the air. I think that's a bit of a 50-50. I think it's going to come down to individual form, to be honest. But I love complexity, what they're doing right now. The fact nothing is competing at a level that actually looks like he deserves to be in this sort of league, it's kind of crazy to think. He retired quite a while ago, came back as a mercenary for the major. He's still kicking, and he's looking like he's hungry for some trophies, perhaps. So this is exciting. And we'll have a look at, as well, the fan predictions. We've had a look at ours. Where do you guys think it's going to sit at home? You're normally a fickle bunch. Let's see where the people want it to go. It looks like complexity are the favourites right now, brought to you by Pinnacle.com, the bookmaker of this league, of course. That's what the fans think, and I guess that's I think maybe a little bit generous. I would say it's much closer to a 50-50.
Perhaps it's like the known brand versus not, because we've seen the matches, you know, and maybe not everyone has seen like the full depth of like what's actually going on in those games. I mean, obviously, Rogue beat Team Liquid to get here, so I feel like that in of itself does, you know, warrant you to be a bit more, give a bit more respect.
That's about,
I think these are the tightest odds, 0.05
that makes
between
sense.
Two teams. These are the tightest odds we've had so far.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's about spot on. That's actually looking pretty cool. So that's brought to you by Pinnacle.com as well. Thank you very much. As police come on their way, apparently. I'll close the door in a second. We're almost ready to start this game, as we will be kicking things off on Nuke. And we've seen both of these teams play it. Complexity's approach looks fantastic. I'm really excited to see what Stan the Man can do on this map. For me, I know this is a bold statement. I think he's the most well-rounded player. He's the in-game leader. He's a world-class rifler. He's the secondary AWPer as well. He seems to do it all every single time. He doesn't seem to have a quiet game. Are you a bigger fan, as I am, of the man, Stan?
I'm a fan of Stanislaw. However, I think I quite enjoy watching MSL teams and MSL demos as well, because I like all the utility usage and all the meticulous kind of things you see from MSL teams. So I'm an MSL fanboy in that respect. Hasn't always hit the mark, obviously, constantly under-delivered, but the structure is there. They just haven't taken it over the line. Maybe Rogue is the team to do it with. At least in a North American region, having that kind of discipline in a North American team might give them the edge over their regional adversaries.
Well, here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. We are off to the races here on the T side of Nuke. Will be complexity to kick things off here. It's a knife round to decide who starts which, and they're going towards the ramp right now. It's Vice to defend, and rightly so. He'll fall back after spotting a few players, calling for the rotations. It's not worth the gamble. MSL, though, he'll catch Ricky lurking towards that hut, and straight down towards lower they go. A couple of frags in their favor, and the bomb should be planted here. No problem at all.
Yes, indeed. One thing I've really enjoyed about Complexity is how good they are at trading frags and moving together as a team. Great spacing, and here they have the advantage in players. Waiting patiently for the CTs. Speaking of trades, we're starting to get some here, but the CTs are outnumbered. And they also have the time against them. That's a beautiful shot from Hiko. Denies Def, but he will eventually be shut down, as will the round for Rogue, as Complexity go 1-0. And they start the T side off with all the cash. And that's a dangerous prospect, considering some of the rounds that they were throwing at their opponents and how destabilized that Nuke CT economy was just yesterday when we were witnessing their game.
There it is. 4 spy in the second. CZ's UMPs. A scout for MSL seems to be a go-to weapon of his. Can he find the tags required? That one not connecting. He takes a few bullets himself. He'll fall back, and the call for some backup here as a grenade exchange. Decent one from the main entrance, but it's still going to be Def to open things up, turning into a bit of a star rifler himself. That's going to be a 5-on-4, and they can slow things right down here. Don't have to overcommit.
I think Vice may. No. I was going to say might make a play for the scout, but that's not happening. He is just hiding, waiting for someone to take a bad angle. Not spotted, hiding in the lockers. Take note, those of you at home. Worth having a look in that position. So far, so good. Look how they're moving in complexity to that main position. Plenty of players to trade frag, and there's the one trade frag needed so far. Vice left alone now. That smoke grenade could do some damage. Try to pick up the scout maybe. Almost 2 kills out of that. 7 HP for nothing. Forced away. Vice making his way in. Or teasing it, perhaps. Would almost definitely be suicide if he were to make his way in there. Again, that scout can still be collected. Doesn't want to outstay his welcome too much. There is a flank coming in now, so if he continues to show presence, then he's going to get shot in the back. And there that goes. That's the round. 2-0 for Complexity. The force buy has failed. And this might be a calculated risk from Rogue, having a full buy as opposed to one lacking the odd grenade.
Yeah, that's fine. You can still force buy here. It's going to lead you to a 3-0, but the first real gun round, you'll have everything you need instead of that third round buy where you might be a little bit compromised. So on Nuke, that might be the more favored approach. You just don't see many second round force buys convert to a victory. But upper stack coming in now, and we'll see if this will yield any success. And Shazam will make his way forward. Maybe a couple of kills. The CTs on the board here. There's 3, in fact. Oh my goodness, that should be the round for Complexity, but an expensive one. And as James mentioned, we've got a nice strong buy for Rogue coming into this round. As you can see, you've got about 6k per player. So this is a favored approach by some teams. All of them also like to go for the third round rifle, but you are limited in terms of the utility. MSL versus Shazam, it should be. Ricky's got the AWP for now. He's got the best spawn available. So he's either going to be picking towards the squeaky door, maybe go towards the hut. We saw him do that yesterday, running towards that position towards the rafters, but he will go towards squeaky door. Check the main entrance out. Used to be a full-time AWPer himself. Nothing to be found just yet, so he might just give that all back to Shazam. We will see as he holds patiently. Looks like the exchange will be made. Back it goes.
Slower pace from Complexity. They've been hard-hitting, fast rounds from them. Now they slow things up, which is great because look at the utility here on Rogue. It's been depleted already pretty much. Just over a minute to go, and we'll start to see grenades from Complexity soaring over into the outside positions. The classic wall of smokes. Quick Molotov there to the CT red. Well, it's not red anymore, but I still want to call it CT red.
It's fine. You can call it whatever you like.
Yeah.
Within reason.
Within reason, yeah. Towards outside they go. They've got the majority of the players here. 3 of them as they look to split towards lower. 2 players are ramp. And we'll see if this is successful. You can see that it will be Vice waiting tall on top of the box, and he'll have to be flashed off and back up his teammates towards lower. They've actually got decent numbers down there. 2 players waiting, and that's going to be a kill for MSL. No problem at all. Ricky didn't see it coming. MSL does not connect the second. Takes a lot of damage and now pushed back by the Molotov. They have the advantage for now. Nico, good position from him. As I said, the CTs look like they are very comfortable towards lower, and that's certainly proving to be the case. Vice still towards Shadow. I don't think they'll be checking this spot, and that's going to be round Rogue. So unless the bomb gets planted here for nothing, they won't get much out of this round. Bomb planted, no more kills surely, and it will be spammed to death by Hiko. 3-1, 4 players survive on Rogue, but there should be reasonable cash for Complexity. Remember, they lost a few players in their anti-eco, so they'll have a buy, but there'll be compromises. It just depends whether they want to go for it or be happy with the 3-1 lead they have right now and take an eco here. There are options.
I reckon they should go for it. Go for it, do a like fast-hitting upper play with nades, just get in there quickly, keep that economy down. This is one of the exciting things about Counter-Strike at the top level, is that if you have there's always a round that you can create on the T side that can do something. If you've got, you know, $3,000, and there's so much of an argument to keep the pressure on the CT economy, so that when you do win one of those rounds, oh hello, clay pigeon shooting there from MSL. But when you do win one of those rounds, you know, it's just like so overwhelming. And you make hard decisions for them, because maybe they can't afford that smoke grenade that they need on one of the players, and so on and so forth. Or maybe that one Molotov's missing. But it's not really working out for Complexity. They're trying to take positioning outside, and it is failing enormously.
Yeah, it looks like their momentum has come to a complete halt. That early pick of the first player, second player, flying in the air, not getting taken out, but I mean, it hasn't got much better for them, has it? Seems to be a little wild in this particular round. Def with some jiggle peeking. Nico taken out. There is a player by the CT vent. MSL will spot and swat Def, leaving Ricky alone. He has the element of surprise, and that's about it. You can see Hiko with an off angle around the silo. Ricky just waiting for someone to move, waiting for someone to have a look. Every so often, Hiko moving around, Ricky being very careful. And there we go, instant trade set up by Rogue on the A bomb site. Easy positioning for them, easy punish, minimal damage done, all things considered. And that is their second round in a row. Now Complexity are in eco territory, which is why it was interesting after that first pick came. It was kind of, just looked a little crazy. Now they've got nothing in the hole, so opportunity knocks for Rogue to get some momentum. Yeah, absolutely. Especially with this round here. It shouldn't cost them too much at all. Just one PT50, actually two with Ricky's. One flash, and I assume they'll try and flash the AWP here and go for a swarm outside. Get themselves in position, maybe boost it up to give as many angles as possible and present 5 targets, and we're off. A shot from MSL, but not a huge deal. Let them cross if they really want to. He's waiting for a chance, and this time he does hit the mid-air shot. Great stuff from MSL. He's looking fast, I have to say, as 2 kills come in. Clean sweep should be on the cards here, maybe 1 kill. And Stanislaw takes down Nico. He's had a couple of frustrating rounds to deal with. He's died 6 times now, so there we go. Every single round has gone wrong for him. But still, they put it back 3 in a row on the CT side. Krieg for Ricky this time, and the AWP still on the hands of MSL. He's doing a great job. It's difficult to be as dynamic as an AWPer on a map like Nuke. You have options towards outside, main entrance, ramp, but you can't really force kills in your favor. You're kind of just hoping that maybe you can pick one off, fall back, get an early advantage. It's not a flashy map for an AWPer.
The slow round from Complexity again. MSL's been doing a great job outside, dominating that position. And their economy is really starting to reap the rewards of so many consistent holds. Smokes outside again.
So you don't have to use these smokes every time, but you do want to be throwing them every round. Sometimes you can send one player, usually the in-game leader down there, alone, or you can send power of numbers. This time they've gone for 3. I think there's a 4th behind them as well. And I'll see if there's presence towards ramp for the split once again. Stanislaw just holding for anyone attempting the backstab here. Be holding towards the cubby as they explore their options towards lower. Nico once again, same position in lower. Same weapon as well. Silenced M4's brought out here. Just remember, we are using the new patch, just the old money system.
Yeah, and you're often going to see Stanislaw lurking. That's generally what he tends to be doing. He's very, very, very good at it, so it's just a natural fit. Now, they're getting very close now. They've broken through control room. They've broken the glass. The little vandals. Let's see if they can break the crossfires here. Vice and Nico. This is quite dangerous. This setup here. Oh, that's a big frag. Nico should get traded here, but he gets a second frag before he does go down, leaving MSL alone with an AWP on a retake. He does have position, so he does have a chance. If he can hit this first shot, well, it'll be Shazam who will nail him, and that is Complexity. Not really waiting too long to get themselves straight back on the board. 3 rounds in a row for Rogue, and they built up a good chunk of money. But that's good to see Complexity responding.
Yeah, and they even had the presence of mind to have 2 CTs towards lower, the exact same setup. It worked so well before, but the same positions allowed Complexity to preempt their shots, trade out the kills, and Nico with 2 still wasn't quite enough. MSL on the AWP blown out the water by Shazam in the one-on-one duel. He'll bring out the AWP once more. You won't see it too often on the T side, not really required. It's good for an opening pick, but then once you get the bomb down towards lower, for example, it can be difficult to maneuver with it. MSL this time focusing towards Secret. He's done a great job in this position. He can wait for a flashbang from his teammate, peek towards T-Red, and see if he can get the pick and fall back. We'll see if that works out for him. No, it won't.
That's a big shot from Def.
It's a great peek. Yeah. Little head just pops up behind the box. That's not bad.
Yeah, Jack in the box, but the Jack's got a hammer. I'll not go back in my box. Nico's angle will be tough to deal with. Def and nothing, biding their time. What is the next move and who makes it? CT is continuing to deploy grenades. Nico may be wondering. Itchy feet. There we go, Def getting us a little closer. Oh, the timing. Oh, they peek at the same time. That was so weird. But it really sucks for Nico and sucks for Rogue as well.
Vice letting his position be known, running, thunder footing around, and Hiko left on the bomb site. The flash is very good. And he sent back into the huts. Struggling to really help out Sick, who's in the corner. Oh wow, with last bullets, and Eco wins the 1v1 as well. Now down to Stan. Lurking with the AK. Headshot, of course. Close range. Very weak Sick. One bullet will do it. Stan goes for the white peak, and he gets it done. Cleans up the round. 5-3. How much money's left? Not enough for Rogue.
That's the 1 versus 1. A little bit out of reach there for Sick with such a low HP. But Stan, the old master, finds Hiko way too aggressive towards that hut, making a lot of noise as well. A strange one for him to deploy, but there it is. Stan will capitalize and force him into an eco. It's 5-3 on their map pick on the T side, no less, of Nuke. Great position to be in. We'll see if they can keep it up. Rogue managed to string together 3 rounds after losing the pistol. We'll see now if this outside play once more will be successful. They keep running it. This time 4 players straight down there. You want to have at least 1 person watching for the lurks, and Ricky's aware of it. Stan once again protecting them. So this is looking very good. Should be no problems here. They could even go back to upper. They've showed so much presence towards lower right now. Rogue are like, well, let's just send everyone down there. They keep going into it, and Stan's made a really nice call here. Let's do the smokes, get a kill, take that information away, and go towards upper. It will be completely open, and he would be 100% correct.
Very nice. And this is going to be the 6th round on the T side of Nuke. It's not a bad way to start things off, and you know they'll have economic superiority, so there's huge pressure for Rogue to win that following buy round. If they lose it, it's suddenly, it's just suddenly 3-7, and they got to eco again. So life begins to get really rough. This is a big turning point in the match. This next buy for Rogue has to work, and they have to survive with players if they win the rounds. It's got to be clean.
Yeah, well, that was clean for complexity. Money is there. Can MSL bring out the orb? He can't. It's going to be the AUG. So, not a huge deal, but not the best setup. We'll see. They'll have 5 rifles. How many incendiaries do they have? They have the 2. That's enough. You need at least 2 to defend an upper rush. But the money not being great, complexity might have changed the pace completely here and go for that upper rush. They are sending the Molotovs in early. Suggests they're doing it. The flashbang's going in as well. And we are off. Hiko has to defend. He needs multiple frags here, and he gets nothing. And it will be just the 1 kill. As Def opens up the bomb site. Now with the Molotovs coming in, you might as well just save. It's such an agonizing situation to be on the CT side. You don't have the utility. They're dropping Molotov after Molotov. He's got to sit back and wait.
As you said, it was really the perfect call for Complexity to burst so quickly because the counter utility is not really there. They had a couple mollies, but it's a tough look.
Brutal. How has he not killed him?
Must be radar, surely.
Hello. He's going to wait until the bomb goes off. Okay, or time it like that somehow.
He had the footsteps, had to go immediately. Great presence of mind from Vice. He knows if he shoots him straight away, there are 3 people hunting his exact location, so he tries to delay that as much as possible. Gets more than you might expect and saves the M4. 7-3 for Complexity. It was a beautiful, swift execute. They glided into the A bomb site, and the frags came flying through as well.
Gliding like a manta ray.
Have I burnt myself in the last hour? I feel very pink.
Your legs. I saw your legs earlier.
It's not gone well for me at all.
Were you tanning?
Burnt.
I was outside, sleeves rolled up, trousers rolled up. I think it was it's backfired horribly on me.
Crikey, that was quick.
Yeah, I've got Irish skin, so it kind of gets melted very, very quickly. It doesn't really work out. Not my ideal living conditions in LA. But we'll see what can be done.
Umbrella.
At all times.
Yeah. In the desert with an umbrella. Henry G. Well, fighting for survival.
Okay, so a Rogue at this point. 7-3 down on the CT side of Nuke. They did not force. Saving that 1 rifle, the M4. You're going to see more of those. Just to let you know, the AUG is now $3,300. And the M4 stays at its original price. So if you are lacking a bit of cash, maybe that will be the more viable option for you.
I still don't think it really changed anything as far as the AUG is concerned.
It needs to be 3,400 as my kind of 2 cents in the subject. I think that would be enough just to kind of cost you a smoke instead.
I still think it's too good because if you're already winning a lot and you've got a great economy, you know, it just makes it stronger. Like to just have the orcs, and they're so affordable. I think the orcs should have a slight change, a tiny little change. Oh, that recall changed, Henry. Just the recall pattern slightly.
Why don't you just tweet at CS:GO now if you really believe that? Put your money where your mouth is. Call them out.
All right.
Do it right now.
I'm
Hi guys.
trying to cast Counter-Strike, Henry.
Yeah, but I'll let you off. I'll do it. All the casting if you want. You can do it. And we can get you stuck in. All right, he's doing it. Phone's out. He's gonna flame at CS:GO. Let's go.
Peer pressure here at ECS. Season 7.
Always works.
Stands on his phone now, typing away. Meanwhile, Rogue are trying to defend the A bomb site. We've got the Complexity players streaming in. MSL, slight delay. He's got to get that kill. Surely, how's he missed that one? Ooh. Only the one kill from Rogue in round number 11. On to number 12.
Not looking too good. Complexity pick this one. It's Overpass next, which seems to be the favoured map of Rogue right now. It suits Danish-style CS, and of course we have Nico in this squad now, made the move to America as well, after being removed from Heroic.
How can they turn things around, Rogue? Maybe Dan was right.
He's always right.
Charging through the ramp position by sees that he is completely outnumbered, and he will be outmaneuvered as well. Forced back into the B bomb site, can't really do anything but just fall back. And look how fast this is. The train keeps turning, no brakes for Complexity into the B bomb site. They have a man advantage on the kills, and that might just be the round again.
Yeah, I think you're right, because with that bomb being planted again, it's not like the old version. You can jump through the vents, but you can come through the window. Sick does bring it back to a 3-on-3 with the Molotov up and the HEs, and Stan, of course, flanking. He should be an absolute nuisance here. He's going to spot one, guarantee himself a kill, executes Eco in the side of the head, and this AWP is really not ideal for a retake. You're better off just saving it, I'm afraid.
Here's that immediately, and the hunt will begin. There's no money in the hole for Rogue, of course, so they will be chased. Stanislaw keeping it quiet. Rikke can run distraction, so can Dev. Does Stanislaw take the AWP away? There's the first one, and Sick might be ready for this. 11 HP, is it safe? It is, but the score is far from safe. It's quite precarious as far as Rogue are concerned. 3-2-9. Trying not to fall off the side of the cliff.
Are they buying into this? I guess they kind of have to at this stage. They saved 1 and 4, just got to go for it.
Complexity was so impressive against NRG yesterday on Nuke. I don't think NRG were quite prepared for like how competitive they were. Their T side was ridiculously strong. It was so hard to get a grip of the CT economy for NRG, and you can see that Rogue are struggling enormously against a pretty multi-dimensional team, I would say, as far as the T side goes. Like, I'm enjoying the reads from Complexity. We're seeing a different flow of match of T calling against Rogue versus against NRG. So, you know, from that, you know, you can deduce that it's not that Complexity are in any sense like one-trick ponies. You know, we have these strats that we run. It's more that they understand their, you know, Stan is understanding how to call against his opponents. He understands how to play the map, how to play against what the expected buys look like, and so on and so forth. So it's been a pretty impressive showing, I would say, on T side of Nuke. Complexity really doing quite a number here on Rogue. Do you think Rogue are going to be able to field such a strong T side themselves?
No. I feel like once you're down this much, like especially when you're going into the next round with UMPs and FAMASs, even if you win this round, it will be down to like a 2 versus 1, 1 versus 1. The Complexity are getting more rounds than just a 9. So I don't think this is salvageable, unfortunately. MSL in a 1 and done position doesn't even get that. And Complexity just way too strong on Nuke. This is their home map. They are. Remember what we said when we first on play. They vetoed into Astralis to play this one in a best of 1. They were happy to do it. Didn't work out for them, but that for me, that's just signs of their confidence on the map, you know? It's one they've practiced a lot.
Yeah, it was easy to point fingers at that because of how crazy it looks on paper, but at some point, Astralis are going to lose a map. It's the same as anybody with any kind of streak. At some point, they're going to lose, and this is not always going to be the way. But if you just auto-veto it, then that basically gives them a map for free, right?
Yeah,
so
like it's a mental thing as well. Like they'll be worried about that loss. Like in fact, if you're a team like Complexity, you could be the ones to do it, and you're playing against Astralis. There's no other map you could say, oh, Complexity might be able to beat them on. If they're very good on Nuke and they feel like they can do it, it might be a mental edge. maybe Astralis will be a bit worried about it. It wasn't the worst call in the world, I don't think. And you can see they're very good on Nuke, so might as well give it a go. But that's going to be the 10th round, no problem. And Rogue are really finding themselves in absolute turmoil here. We'll have Hiko, sick, save weapons. In terms of the frags, not too bad. No one really dropping off, but no one going off at the same time. It's Rogue with just 1 kill each around, not really enough. The AWP, not an option either. As we go double digits in round 14. We built this to be a really exciting game, James. What's happened? It's all gone wrong.
Well, it's just the beginning. So, I mean, Rogue taking 3 rounds into the second half is going to leave very little margin for error.
Almost 0.
Yeah. So they need to get something out of this, but I mean, it hasn't looked very likely, has it? Wherever Complexity have chosen to go rather, the fast rounds have been extremely successful, be it into A, be it into the ramp position. And I think the ramp play was pretty good because if they were just going A all the time, obviously you might invest more people over there. But now if you're Rogue, you don't really know where to put an extra man and have another place weak in terms of defense trying to stop a rush because they've shown they can do it towards A or the ramp position. And they've got the smokes outside, which there may be loads of people behind and maybe not. So I think it's really hard to try and anticipate the play of your opponent if you're Rogue at present, which makes life even more difficult for them.
Well, next gun round now. Rogue certainly need this one. They need the last 2, absolutely. To even stand a chance for us even to have a conversation of them pulling this one back. As they hold up with the M4s, 1 AK, and then UMP. MSL had some great early rounds. The 3 they got in a row, he was instrumental in them. But since then, it has certainly been very quiet. We'll see what can be done here as Nico will defend the outside area with an M4A4. Challenged. That spray is not the one, I'm afraid, Dan. You can tell him all about the taps required there, not the spray.
Yes, so much space now for Complexity to work with. That threat of being able to just jump up into heaven is rather scary for sure. And as a CT side, you have this horrible decision to make because if you, it's harder. The rotations down Lurth because of the vent change. Obviously, it's been like that for a long time now. It's not nearly as strong as it used to be. So it's a much more of a commitment to drop players to the lower bomb site. And if you're too slow, you get punished massively. So it's like they will try to go up through heaven. And Vice, you know, he had a great position to counter that play. So great read coming in from Rogue, and it's actually going to put them ahead now. So they had to gamble on this a bit, but they were correct. And now Vice has a hold of the upper position. Defending it. Oh, he hears a stepping. There's another one to be had. Oh, he turns around. Is there a chance here? Def spraying does pick up another one. 2 more players down low. The bomb is on the ground. Def! My God, he's just alone, but there's no time to find the last frag. MSL realized that he hid. Perfect play and a round for Rogue.
Just about by the skin of their teeth there. Saved by the bell. As it comes down to just the seconds there, but the damage has been done. Def getting those last few kills has caused a few compromises, not massive. You can see Rogue still have the majority of utility and rifles, just sick. It goes down to the UMP, so damage has been inflicted. He's given them a slight edge in this final round, but the AWP is recovered from MSL. And Nico trying to drop the initial incendiary to block the smokes, but they're not even bothering with them. They're just going to be running straight towards Secret. This is aggressive, to say the least, as he'll be pushed back towards the main entrance, and MSL couldn't stop them. He's gone down towards lower, but this is a good position to be in. Nice angle to hold. Nails the shot. Bomb goes down. He'll get away as well with the incendiary. That's really well played, but his teammate has been dropped.
Nothing. Running distraction, limiting where the CTs can go. Spotted going past, standing in the flames, down to 20 HP. He's got to be careful. Speaking of careful, Nico, how's he managed that off the ladder with 9 HP? And he will take down the low health, nothing. Shazam on 2 HP. This could go either way, really. You can see Stanislaw's got an important position up high on the heaven area. Can he rotate some teammates into a good position? Or it seems Def will join him. But where is Monsieur Shazam? There's a pop flash off the ladder. There's one spotted. There was enough warning to be avoided by Hiko. Now it gets even tougher. Running distraction is Stanislaw while Shazam tries to find a frag.
Should be 10-5 here. Rogue have done enough to at least make this game competitive now, as MSL confirms him with a deagle. Shazam low HP, just waiting for this half to end. And there it is. Okay, so now we have got a game on our hands. It was getting out of control for a long time. As you can see, the scoreboard indicative of how strong Complexity were. But 10-5.5. If Rogue can win the pistol, they could bring this right back. We'll see what happens after this break.